and More Spirit takes over coming past the wire. It will be More Spirit to win the Los Alamitos Futurity by a length and a half.
This is just an unbelievable day for Bob Baffert and Mike Smith. They are unstoppable. More Spirit has dominated the Met Mile. He won it by 7 lengths.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to Spa Babies, presented by Spendthrift. I'm Dan Illman, along with Nicole Russo, and let's throw up the field for Thursday's Spa Baby race, kicking off the 50-cent late pick 5 at Saratoga. It's race number 6, 5.5 furlongs on the turf. Our friends at Spendthrift, represented by the number 6, Solid Tune, by their solid stallion, Jimmy Creed, and the number 8, Mischievous Kiss, by one of their best stallions, one of the best stallions in the country, Into Mischief. Nicole, when I looked at this race, what a head scratcher. So many great pedigrees, so many top connections, so many different ways you could go.
Absolutely. And we'll get more into this, but to me, sort of the key for this race was separating the horses who are right now horses primed for sprint success as 2-year-olds versus the horses I think will develop with time, with experience, with distance.
I really like the way you put that. The number 1A, Blessed Life, is eligible main track only. The number 11, the L Train, is entered as an also eligible. Let's take the field in program number order, beginning with the number 1, the Club. This is a filly with racing experience, a $170,000 yearling by Union Rags. When you think Union Rags, you may not necessarily think turf. You see only 5% winners from his turf starters, but this female family is all turf.
All turf and all class. It's the family of an Irish Guineas winner. It's the family of some grade 1 winning turf performers. The Dam was graded placed on the turf. Union Rags, people remember him for his Belmont Stakes win, but he was a very good 2-year-old and a good 2-year-old around one turn in his own right. He is from the family of Declaration of War, obviously a good turf performer and sire. I prefer this horse perhaps going longer, but a strong turf pedigree on both sides, I think.
And here is her career debut, going 3/4 of a mile at Belmont. She'll have to cut back a little bit. This was a race that went to closers. She never looked like she was going to win, but she stayed on nicely to finish second. The winner of this race, Sail By, is going to sail by her at the end at a giant price. But it was a useful debut, and the Christophe Clement 2-year-olds firing thus far at the meet, Nicole.
They are, and that I do tend to think that barn is one that can improve a horse with experience. A solid 55 buyer on debut. We could see if she takes a step forward here.
And trainer Wesley Ward, as we all know, is so good with his 2-year-olds, and he has 2 entered in this race. The number 2, Halo of Fire, is one of them. This is a daughter of Munnings, a $60,000 weanling, sold up for $100,000 as a yearling. The Dam was a stakes winner going long on the turf. The Dam's a half to Academic, who was one of the better longer distance dirt horses in Western Canada. Joel Rosario takes them out for Wesley.
Yeah, and Joel Rosario riding very well at this meet. Munnings, as we've discussed previously on Spa Babies, maybe you don't immediately think of him as a turf sire, but he can get it done on turf. That 12% first turf statistic, very solid. And this one has some nice works on turf. I'd refer to our colleague Mike Welsh and his team with the Daily Clocker reports to give you some more insight into these horses, particularly into the debut starters.
The number 3, Daisy B, is a Calumet Farm homebred by turf champion English Channel out of a dam that is a half-sister to the multiple stakes winning dirt performer Bonita Bianca. And just on the face of it, Nicole, English Channel out of an AP Indy mare, maybe 5.5 furlongs is a bit sharp.
That was my impression as well. Some speed in the female family with grade 1 winning sprinter Friendly Michelle and others. But the English Channels in particular definitely prefer more ground. And I think trainer Rusty Arnold would like to give this one a start and move her forward.
I am really interested to see what we're going to get from the number 4, Empress Tigress, from the first crop of 2-year-old champion Classic Empire. This filly sold for $410,000 in April after breezing a quarter mile in a blazing 20 2/5 seconds. And you see the turf on the bottom of this pedigree. Jonathan Thomas, a fantastic trainer in his own right.
Absolutely. A fantastic trainer, a versatile trainer. I'm very interested to see what more of the classic umpires do on the turf, because I think he has the potential to be a good turf sire. A 2-year-old champion himself by Pioneer of the Nile, who's sired 2 2-year-old champions. Certainly precocity in the line and some versatility. Pioneer of the Nile, the sire of graded performers on the turf as well.
Wesley Ward's second entrant in the race is the number 5, Her World, Irish bred, a Keeneland sales graduate, $400,000 yearling, and a half-sister to Consort, a stakes-winning turf miler. Tell us a little bit about Caravaggio.
Well, Caravaggio, a son of Scat Daddy, who won twice at the renowned Royal Ascot meeting. Caravaggio, you cannot say enough good things about the start he's gotten with his first crop of 2-year-olds this season. He has 11 winners overall worldwide. He has 2 stakes winners already in Europe. I think that these turf sprints, turf miles, that's just going to be the forte for these horses. They're tremendously quick. They're tremendously early maturing.
Johnny Velasquez takes the mount. The number 6 is Solid Tune, a filly by Spendthrift stallion Jimmy Creed. And this one was a buyback, $34,000 in May after breezing a furlong in a solid 10 2/5. Jimmy Creed does very well with 2-year-old first-time starters, 17% winners. And you see it's a big female family, some top names, Capote, Exceller. Not exactly turf when you think about it. I wonder if this one, even though the Jimmy Creeds are real precocious, if this horse will be like a little middle distance runner down the road.
Perhaps I could see this horse going either way for trainer Norm Cassie, who's doing well with his 2-year-olds this season. Sent out the Schuylerville winner opening week at Saratoga, so the 2-year-olds are clicking right along for this barn. Jimmy Creed, just a racehorse sire, rock solid, does get them on both surfaces. He had Casa Creed winning the Jaipur back in June at Belmont. That said, it is a mix in this pedigree.
Trainer Jonathan Thomas not only has the 4 Empress Tigress, he'll enter the 7 Ben Bang. And this filly did some nice things at that sale in June. Breezed a furlong in 10 seconds flat, sold up from a $4,000 weanling to a $65,000 purchase. This one's by Shanghai Bobby, champion 2-year-old. The dam won a couple of routes on the dirt. This one might get lost in the shuffle from the wagering. Something tells me the other Thomas trained runner is going to take more money.
I think that's a fair assessment among those 2 horses. This horse, another one with kind of an interesting pedigree. By 2-year-old champion Shanghai Bobby, a son of the versatile Harlan's Holiday. I thought Shanghai Bobby might be a little more versatile as a sire than he has been to date, just that 8% first turf statistic. But this one does have versatility on the female side of the family. The dam a winning dirt router, and then the second dam a winning turf router.
The number 8, Mischievous Kiss, is by the great Spendthrift stallion Into Mischief, a $300,000 buyback as a yearling. This is just a really classy family. She is a half-sister to Kiss Moon, a graded stakes winner on the turf. The dam was a graded stakes winner on the turf. Turf is likely what's this filly going to want. The question is this distance a little short?
That was my assessment. I mean, gosh, the Into Mischiefs just do anything. The 2-time reigning leading sire for Spendthrift can get them going short, going long, on turf, on dirt. But the sire's only half. And when I look at the female family, it's the family of, that very good graded winner, Kiss Moon, and several other graded performers on the turf. They all preferred going a mile or a little bit over. I think this one will get her feet wet here and be very dangerous next out.
I feel the same way about the number 9 Gunboat, tremendous pedigree. Daughter of War Front, the dam a graded stakes winner on the turf from the family of Ironicus and On Leave and No Rum Bega. Just classy horse after classy horse. Maybe the distance a little sharp. Shug McGahee sends this one out. Jose Ortiz takes them out.
Yeah, and this one might be able to work out a little bit of a nice trip from the outside, get a little bit of experience, pick up some pieces late. But this is another one that I will like with more ground. Warfront, a good turf and 2-year-old sire. Over a Blame mare, Blame a sneaky good turf sire too. Certainly plenty of classy route ability in this family of Ironicus and others. But yeah, I'm going to be looking forward to seeing Gunboat get a little bit more ground.
Here's a formulator fact for the final horse entered in the body of the race, the 10 Consumer Spending. First-time starter for Chad Brown. And Chad, over the past 5 years, juvenile debut runners in maiden special weight turf sprints at Saratoga, 33% winners and a positive return on investment. As we take a look now at Consumer Spending's horse card, she is a gray filly by More Than Ready that sold for $200,000 as a yearling, second dam multiple graded stakes winner on turf, third dam multiple Group 1 stakes winner in South America. Usually don't like these outside post positions in turf sprints, Nicole, but this one seems to be training right along for Chad Brown.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate draw, but this is one where I really sat up and took notice of the pedigree. More Than Ready over Scat Daddy Mare. Both of those stallions, very good turf sires, very good 2-year-old sires at both sprint and route distances. I think this horse just lines up and it is well spotted here.
Again, watch the board, watch that Welsh Clocker report as we take a look at our top selections. I could probably make a case for 6 of them to kick off my late pick 5. One of them is the number 5, Her World, one of the 2 entered for trainer Wesley Ward. You're right about Caravaggio. What a great start. And we know Wesley knows a thing or two about these European pedigrees and European 2-year-olds.
Absolutely. And, you know, I could probably make a case for your pick as top pick as well, Dan. Consumer Spending, going to use her prominently. As I said, this race to me came down to sort of the right now horses versus the horses who will develop with a bit of time and distance and experience. And Her World and Consumer Spending were the 2 who stood out to me as the right now horses. Her World, you know, perhaps looking to become another winner for Caravaggio, who's gotten off to such a terrific start. It's Ward and Velasquez, and she shows some sharp works for her debut.
But friends, put some of these horses' names down in your DRF horse watch, because again, as Nicole says, maybe this isn't the spot, but there are some very talented pedigrees for some excellent trainers. Keep an eye on these fillies down the road. 5-10-4-8 for Nicole, 10-9-8-1 for me, kicking off the late pick 5 at Saratoga on Thursday with our Spa Baby race, presented by Spendthrift.